All right. Good morning and shalom, everyone. It is Wisdom Wednesday, and my name is Vanessa Malave. And so I'm going to really quickly get into it. Okay. The topic today we're talking about is silence. Silence. In today's world, sometimes people take silence as being weak, or being afraid, or a punishment, those types of things. But in reality, there is so much strength and wisdom that comes with silence. That silence is actually is stronger, can be stronger than being loud, than being aggressive. Silence is a form of aggression, or can be a form of aggression that is more subtle, still equally powerful. Silence can be many things. Okay, so today we're going to talk about silence. All right. Really quickly, and we got a couple scripts to go through, so I'm just going to go right into it. We're going to go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. Okay. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven. We're just going to go down to verse 7, same chapter. So it's letting you know, for everything, there's a perfect time and a right time and a right season for everything. Verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. So there's a time for everything. There's a time to speak up and there's a time to be quiet. Okay, let's go to the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 20, verse 5. And again, these are some of the apocryphal books. I know a lot of people don't subscribe to this, or you just are unfamiliar with it. I've taken the time to go through these books and find them to be in line and align with all of the word. Okay. Chapter 20, verse 5 through 6. There is one that keepeth silence, and is found wise, and another by much babbling becometh hateful. So there are people who, by their silence, people think that they're much wiser than probably what they really are. And there's others who talk so much that it's just like, golly, you shut up. I'm personally one of those people who, it's very frustrating for me to be around people who talk a lot. Just because I get overwhelmed. I'm just like, I need quiet, peace and quiet. Verse 6. Some man holdeth his tongue because he hath not to answer. So some people are quiet because they don't have anything to say. Right? And some keep silence knowing his time. That saying, okay, some keep quiet because they don't know what to say or they don't have anything to say. Others keep quiet because they know that what they have to say, they're waiting for the right time to say it, which shows remarkable wisdom. Okay, let's go to the book of Proverbs 17 and 28. And if you didn't know, all of these books, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, all written by King Solomon, who was the wisest man on earth. So do your research. All right. Proverbs 17 through 28. Okay. Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. So even a fool who knows when to be quiet is considered wise. Okay? And if you just shut your mouth, you will be considered someone who has great understanding. Why? Because those of us who are quick to pop off at the mouth don't usually know what the heck we're talking about. It says something about us to be able to be in silence, knowing and showing that silence exhibits wisdom. A wise person takes time to think about what they're going to say before they say it. An unwise person speaks with an untamed tongue. Okay, back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. So much wisdom going on right now, y'all. Chapter 26, verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. There's this thought process that for a woman, when the Bible talks about a woman being silent, that it's degrading her, or that it's making her unimportant, or showing her to be showing submissive to be something to be ashamed of. And that's so false. Like I said before, there's a strength that comes in being silent. And the scripture tells us a silent and loving woman is a gift. Why? Because any woman could pop off and run the mouth, right? Even a man, right? Any man could run off and pop the mouth, but how much more is an example of wisdom and strength to be silent? It takes much more self-control to keep your silence than it does to start yelling, start going off, start popping off, right? I say pop off. I'm just so used to start going off. It takes so much more control, self-control. Any fool, rather, I can even say like this. A child lacks the capacity to control their emotions, which is why they have tantrums, right? As an adult, we should not lack the capacity to control our emotions. We should instead have full control over our emotions, thus controlling our tongue, controlling what we say, with the wisdom knowing that what we say could actually cause more problems than good. Let's get to it. Let's go to James 3 and 6. Love the book of James. Three and 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among other members, that defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. The tongue, being so small, can cause so many problems just with saying one thing. You ever been in that situation before where because you opened your mouth and you said something, the wrong thing at the wrong time, a whole lot of stuff happened, a lot of problems grew from that? That goes to show you that in that moment, had you just kept silent and then saved what you had to say for a more appropriate time, and perhaps saying it in a better way, you could have actually accomplished much more in that respect than you just not being able to control yourself, not being able to control your own emotions and your own tongue, and saying something that actually causes or caused many more problems. Could have hurt someone, could have hurt yourself, could have jeopardized your job, maybe could have jeopardized someone else's job, could have jeopardized a relationship. Like, there's so many bad things that can happen and can come from not controlling what you say. And this shows us that silence is a strength. Silence is wisdom. Silence is knowing when to speak, knowing how to speak. And the wisdom is knowing if you should. So we can take silence as being something weak, right? But in fact, silence is strength. Silence shows control. It shows self-discipline, self-control, and it shows strength. It is an example of patience. And it is an example of someone who is taking the time to not only consider what they're doing, but in wisdom, seeking out the word to learn what the word suggests that they should do. You can't do that if you're hurrying to speak. You can't do that if you're looking for that opportunity to clap back. You could be the clap back queen all you want, but that only marks you as a fool, because a wise woman, wise person, is going to know that there is a time and a place to speak, and there's a time and a place to be silent. And in your silence, you take that as an opportunity to seek the Most High and seek what He wants you to do and how He wants you to do it. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesday. I know my husband hates when I do that. Wisdom Wednesday, and thank you so much. Shalom. May God bless you throughout your day. Thank you.